Welcome to 2 out of 3 Recommend. I'm Lee.
And I'm Brett.
We're two brothers out of 3 getting together to chat.
And recommend drinks, movies, shows, and things to keep you busy.
Don't. It's a $15 Kmart boom arm.
Okay, boom arm.
$20.
Oh, please tell me you were recording.
Yep.
Yay!
All right. Welcome to another episode of 2 out of 3 Recommend. We are 2 out of 3 brothers who are just going to talk about stuff.
Yes.
And there will be recommendations amongst the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Can I recommend off the top just wearing pink sometimes?
Okay, Barbie.
Yeah, well, we have just bought our Barbie tickets.
Oh, I'm so excited.
We are so ready.
Every time I see anything about it, it makes me want to see it more.
I was at a business event last night with a lady, Jess, who
Doesn't
runs
sound like much of an event. Just
company.
two of you.
She runs a company called High Teas, and she makes locally sourced organic material T-shirts with different printings on them.
Oh,
she's got a
out of hemp?
of people. And she's making a Margot Robbie one. Good. She's like, oh, and I'm making it hot pink. I'm like, well, you have to.
Yeah.
Like, so, yeah, it's coming out. So if you want a Margot Robbie T-shirt that is hot pink, then I recommend High Teas, T-E-E-S, is where you want to go for that. So I'll recommend that off the top, as well as just wearing pink.
Okay.
I think it's fine for men to wear pink.
Men can do whatevs.
Yep.
Not if you're a person at the football. And
Why?
if you're a football player wearing pink boots, then...
Oh,
hey,
you will get abused.
Hey, Isaac Heaney, your sister wants her boots back.
Oh.
And Mum, I was with Mum, duh.
Yeah.
And Mum goes, why is that a thing? And I'm like, because only girls wear pink.
Yep.
Fucking idiots.
There's this, I don't know, kids on an iPad were showing me this thing, right? I knew the kids, not random
Okay,
kids.
good.
And it's like a house.
So the kids were in your van and they were showing you something on your iPad, yeah.
It's like a house, like I think a bit like Sims, but little version. Oh, yeah, let's have a drink first. I've forgotten the order.
So I went on my lunch break today. I went to Dan Murphy's.
Yep.
And looked a bit awkward walking back with some alcoholic beverages. But hey.
Was anyone like, oi, did you bring enough to share?
No, everybody's like, No, I think it was more people of me walking through the city. Like, why are you just holding a 4-pack of seltzers?
It's not like when you hosted my Bucks Day and you would draw a trolley all the way up Swanston Street full of slabs.
Same Dan Murphy's.
Yep.
And then just leaving the trolley out the front of my apartment, not realising that one of the other apartments was getting auctioned that day, and the trolley was there the whole time. I was like, the trolley isn't always here. I don't know if that's going to affect the sale of this property. Anyway, so I picked a can based on its label.
Okay.
Nothing other than that.
It is
it's
Tropapalooza.
Tropapalooza passion fruit alcoholic seltzer.
I've not had an alcoholic seltzer before.
It's low calorie and low carb.
Oh, okay.
And so I've had some seltzers before and they can taste not that strong in flavour.
Yep. This is 1.3 standard drinks, so it's not strong in alcohol.
Yeah, so I'm hoping it tastes like a bit of like an alcoholic Pashona.
It's a party in your mouth, a palooza of passion fruit, tart with just a hint of sweetness that is deliciously refreshing and a perfect match with festival vibes.
Oh, well.
Perfect for the middle of July.
For two guys sitting in a thing.
Cheers.
Ready? Good open, good.
Yep. Not as much
I
hiss.
like the can.
Yeah, cheers. Yeah, it's a low-calorie Pashona.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to put it in our 2-drink cinema stubby holder. If you'd like a 2-drink cinema stubby holder, then click our support link
I like
in the
it.
episode description.
I like it. If
Yeah.
you're a seltzer fan or a Pashona fan or both.
Definitely a summer drink, not a July drink.
Yeah, who's drinking seltzers in winter?
So if you're a foreign listener from the Northern Hemisphere, then and you have a Dan Murphy's,
And you get imported alcoholic seltzer from Australia.
then try a Tropapalooza
I like it.
passion fruit. Yeah. Does it have other flavours?
I believe they did. I think there was like a watermelon or something berry something. So
Nice. Good work, Tropapalooza. That makes up for my knocktail from last week.
still would like a bit more flavour.
I'm going to follow on from that knocktail, and they're overpriced as well as not tasting great.
Good.
Don't buy them.
We've already bagged them enough.
Yeah, I know, but some things need to be held accountable.
Okay.
Okay?
Sure.
So these kids were showing me this thing on the iPad,
Yep.
and it's like a Sims type arrangement, but simpler.
Okay.
And it was like, look, this one's got a dog, and then you can put the dog in the bin, and you can just put anything anywhere, right?
Okay.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
And the girls weren't explaining it to me; they were just showing it to me, like
Oh,
right up in
look
your
what I
face.
did.
Look,
Yeah.
you can put the dog in the bin. You can put the dog poo in the fridge, like just whatever.
Sure.
And then it was like, look, you can take the dress off her and put it in him, put it on him. Like, oh, that's a pretty dress.
Can you put
but
put it in him?
No. Oh, but it's her dress. I'm like, he can wear a dress if he wants. That was
So that's linking to
that
pink.
was the point. Look, boys can wear pink. Boys can
Okay.
also wear dresses if they like.
Do
Okay?
whatever you damn want.
Wear whatever you want,
Yeah.
and don't protest drag queens.
Anyway, we won't
I
go.
don't-
Could be here for, I could be here for hours.
Again about that. I do recommend though drag bingo
Oh, very good.
at our favourite bar, Pride of Our Footscray,
I was at Pride of our Footscray
on a Wednesday night.
the
It's
other
fun.
weekend.
You're
so-
shit at bingo, which is amazing because it's purely a game of luck.
I have sucked at bingo every time I've done it. I've never been anywhere near to winning.
Even the ones where it's like you only need 4 numbers.
Yeah, you legit need 5 numbers. Legit.
Legit.
And I got 1. And there's 4 cards here.
Whereas I've won twice.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Of the times we've been.
It's also a thing I don't want to, get up on stage and
Yeah.
win. I don't want to win a prize. Why would I want to win a prize?
That's the point of going.
I know. No, the point of going is to support local drag.
True. And to have pizza and a cocktail.
Mm.
We do need to make a time with Mon at Pride to make some of our 2-drink cinema cocktails
Yeah, that'd be good.
better versions.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll do that.
Yes.
So that's something that I
Some
do
of
recommend.
them can't be better. Some of them have been pretty bad.
No, the Fire Swamp cannot get better.
Yeah, that's true.
It's already top of the
There's
tree.
2 ingredients as well. You can't really fuck it up.
True. All right. What have you watched
I
that
have
you would like
watched
to recommend?
a couple of things.
Okay.
I watched a new show on the ABC called Queen of Oz.
Oh, Catherine Tate.
Catherine Tate.
You love a Catherine
I
Tate.
love Catherine Tate. She's hilarious in everything.
Am I
This is
bothered?
this is no exception.
Does she say, am I bothered?
Yeah, no, she doesn't.
Computer says no.
And she is like a rowdy princess in
Yep.
England.
Yep.
They're like, we've had enough of you. And then then now she's Queen of Australia.
Okay.
Some laws changed. I don't know.
So instead of having a Governor General, we now have a Queen of Australia.
Queen, yeah. I don't quite like the premise,
Okay.
right? But it is funny. She's very good. There's some very witty lines in there.
Is the premise fairly loose? And it's just, let's just get her to Australia.
She's the Queen of Australia. We're not going to go too deep into how
Yep.
that became possible.
You don't have to.
But then
It's
they
comedy.
also were like, we want to keep them in the Commonwealth and they want to leave it. So if you go there, then they'll never leave.
Because they might like you.
Well, I don't know. She's
Yeah.
pretty bad. In the first episode, she was at her first public thing in Australia, and she made a joke. It was pretty funny. I can't remember it though.
Clearly very impactful.
It was something about the joke. She was, because they lead up to it. She was like reading through the speech. She's like, we lost the. She has like this fumbly, awkward guy that's part of her team, and
Yep,
on the way back
course.
from the airport, she threw his laptop out the window, and then it's like, we lost the speech. She's like, where's the speech? It's like, it's on my laptop.
Yeah, that you threw out the window.
And it's like, you mean you even lost that joke about koalas? And then she made a joke, and it was about 2 lesbian koalas, and then they didn't show the full joke.
Oh, okay.
That's what it was. But then later on, she was talking to like a security guard or something. She goes, did you think it was funny? Was that offensive? And he goes, well, No, but I'm not a lesbian koala. So it's that kind of funny. I think if you like her, you'll like it.
Okay.
It's a different kind of humour. It's British.
Yep.
But so I like it. I'll watch it all. It's only like 7 episodes, I think.
Speaking of Australian comedy, Mother and Son is coming back with Matt O'Kine and Denise Scott.
Who's Matt O'Kine?
You will have seen him in things.
I'll look him up.
He's this guy.
Oh, I don't think I like him.
Yeah, but he is the son to Denise Scott's mother
Okay.
in the reboot of Mother and Son, which I will watch because I love Denise Scott.
Yeah. That'll be
And I'll get back to you as to whether or not I recommend it.
Okay.
Also, Thank God You're Here is coming back,
Yep. That'll be
which will be great, and I definitely recommend watching it. I haven't watched the new season, but as I said in the last episode, anything Working Dog.
Hosted
Recommended.
by Celia Pacquola,
Yes,
I think. So she's good.
she's great. She's
Oh,
good.
I did start watching Utopia again.
Oh, it's so good.
Bloody hell.
Is it tough to watch as an office person?
No, it makes it funnier. Because it's just like, this is actually true.
Because I remember that
Except we don't have we didn't get a smart fridge. You know, like,
Yeah.
you know.
I remember that early on our mum couldn't watch The Office because she has worked in so many offices.
Yeah.
She was just like, no, this is too painful. And like I said, I think last episode, I know someone who works for the state government who can't watch Utopia. Yeah. It's too close to home.
No, but they're so good. The writing's so good and everybody's in
Yeah.
it. I love his assistant secretary.
Scotty. Oh, no.
No,
her.
the girl.
Yeah, yeah. I can't remember her name. Starts with a J? Katie. Katie.
James, close.
But Scotty's good too.
Yeah.
His offsider and Ash and Nat
Yeah.
are very good. Dilrook and Celia Pacquola. Yeah. And Kitty Flanagan. We won't talk about Utopia
We
every
just went
week,
through
I
the whole. We
promise.
went through the whole cast then. So
And we promise we won't talk about Utopia every week.
yeah,
But
we are. This is not a working dog podcast. Although, if you're listening,
Yeah, if you're listening, Tom, Rob, or Santo,
yeah,
then we will happily wedge in as many of your
Yep.
cast as you want.
because you haven't done anything bad yet.
If you want me to sack Brett in place of Rob Sitch, that's fine.
If you want me to replace Ed Cavalier on Have You Been Paying Attention, I will gladly do that.
Oh, no comments. The episode of Have You Been Paying Attention last week?
Off the rails.
Last week, I'm a week and a bit behind. Ed Cavalier came last.
Yeah, it's great.
And I said to Shane, finally, they're getting my angry letters and
Yeah.
reading them.
Yeah.
I've been on the typewriter like an old man.
Oh,
Old man yells at cloud is me at Ed Cavalier. I've watched a movie from the Conjuring Universe,
oh Jesus.
which I didn't know was a thing until I watched this movie.
The CCU.
The Nun.
Oh, apparently very scary.
Yeah, good jumping.
Because there's a
scares.
sequel now, isn't there?
The Nun 2 is coming this year. So I thought it was its own movie, but then there's a scene at the start of it that my friend who I was watching it with is like, is this a trailer for something else?
Right.
But it's a bit of a scene from The Conjuring.
Oh, it's like a previously on The Conjuring.
Yeah, kind of. So the story of the Nun movie is that there's an old convent in Romania where evil shit is happening.
Yes, okay.
And then a young nun and a priest are sent by the Vatican to this abbey.
Is there a punchline to this joke?
No. Are sent by the Vatican to this abbey to see what's going on.
Yeah.
Because at the very start of the movie, a nun hangs herself. Content
Right.
warning. Too
Yeah.
late.
Oops.
The young nun is Taissa Farmiga.
Oh, she's good
And
in the
she-
two things I've seen her in.
Yeah, from American Horror Story. She's in a bit of that. Vera Farmiga
Oh,
is
I got her confused. Her mum.
her
Yeah.
mum in real life,
Yeah.
who is in The Conjuring.
Right.
And so that's how it kind of links.
She's in the first one, the girl.
And
Yep.
I think, yeah, I think I don't know. I think the character in The Nun that is played by Tosa Farmiga might grow up to be Vera's character in The Conjuring.
Oh,
I think, even though she's a nun.
It's like in the man. Apparently, in the Man from Otto, the man called Otto.
Yeah.
There's a flashback, and Tom Hanks' youngest self is played by his son,
Colin.
but not Colin.
Oh.
There's another one.
The good son.
Because
Because Colin's a bit off the rails, isn't he?
well,
Or a bit of a
if that
flop.
episode of Happy Endings with him in it is anything to go by, then yes.
I don't remember. Recommend Happy Endings if
I
you
do
can get
recommend
it.
Happy Endings if you can get it. If you can't,
I do
slide into the DMs.
I do recommend The Nun.
Okay.
Slide into Brett's DMs for Happy Endings is what just came across on air. I can't let that slide. All right?
If we need to make money.
2dc.com/support, I think is our thing now.
Onlyfans.com/2drinkscinema. No.
No.
If I'm watching The Nun,
Yes.
will I enjoy it more if I like horror?
Again, I've got to watch something other than horror because Brett doesn't like horror. But
Oh.
if you like horror...
I'll watch a horror. This next week, I'll watch The Nun. Do I have to have watched The Conjuring first?
No, because I haven't.
Okay.
It's its own thing.
But it gives me the little prequel thing.
No, but not really. It's not even a bit of story. It's just some shit that happens.
Oh, okay. I'll watch it. I will watch... Wait, do I have time this week? I don't have anything on this weekend. I will watch The Nun.
Well, you've got to watch The Truman Show this
Yes,
weekend.
I've got to watch The Truman Show.
Which is for 2 Drink Cinema, which is linked in the episode description.
Yeah.
So I recommend...
They're about the same. So.
Yeah. If you like horror and you've liked any of the Conjurings, I think you will like The Nun.
Okay.
It is produced by James Wan, but not written and directed by James Wan.
Okay.
So that's okay.
So that you're giving it a pass.
Anything after Saw, no thanks, James.
Okay.
I know he's Aussie,
Yeah.
but no.
You know, I've watched something.
Yes.
There's a new Netflix documentary about Wham.
It is on my list to watch. Should I watch it?
I recommend it.
Okay, good.
It
I'm a big
is
George
good,
Michael fan.
and there is a bit of a backstory, and you kind of learn a couple of things that you don't know. Well, I didn't know. But for
Andrew
me,
Ridgely was his name.
yeah, that's it. That's it. No, but it doesn't quite go deep enough with some of it.
As in giving you enough information or like dark deep enough?
No, information or how they wrote stuff. Like,
Okay.
and by they I mean George Michael.
Yep.
You know, it's like, oh, so we went back home, and I'm not going to do an accent. We went back home, and there was a football or cricket game on, and we were watching that, and then something happened, and then George just went to me and goes, "I've got to go," and he ran upstairs, and then he came back down, and he'd written "Last Christmas." That was it. I'm like, that's it. That's it. He wrote the whole thing.
That's how it happens in the biopics.
Yeah.
Like
it's like
Aretha
Rocket
just
Man.
sits down.
Yeah.
Respect.
Suck it to me. Oh, that's it.
respect.
Yeah.
Ding, 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 ding on a shit piano in a country estate somewhere.
Yeah. So I would have liked a bit more into that, but you know, it is interesting to see that the two of them at the start didn't realize how young they were when it all started.
Yeah.
Like when Wake Me Up Before You Go came out, they were 20.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then it's and then how then their kind of paths diverge a bit.
Do you think the general population, like we are singers and to a certain extent musicians, do you think that's why you wanted more songwriting stuff? Do you think the general public are just okay with generally the story of Wham?
Maybe. But I think it's like, maybe it's more because like they're good songs, right?
Yeah.
So you want to know a bit to like what went into making them that, which they did a bit with Careless Whisper.
Oh, okay.
Like they spoke about how that started very thing, and then it came and they got some other guy to do it, and they didn't really like that version, blah, blah, blah. So they did a bit with that, but it was, just more like, oh, yeah, I went upstairs, wrote Last Christmas.
Maybe he did.
40 years later, it's the number one.
Maybe he did.
Yeah, it's just maybe he did. But I think it does help you if you're not a huge George Michael fan. I think it does kind of help you appreciate his talent a bit more.
George Michael is someone that I feel bad for not getting into earlier. Like, I like them as pop songs, but kind of since his death, I've listened and I've been like, he is a fucking good songwriter,
Yeah.
and an incredible singer.
Yeah.
And I'm sure I've told this story on the podcast before, but I tell it all the time. The concert for Freddie Mercury.
Oh,
after
yes.
he died.
Yeah.
And the whole concert pretty much ended with Somebody to Love, George Michael singing it. And he nails it. If you listen to the live version, it's incredible. And he nails it. But like 2 weeks before that concert, George Michael's partner had been diagnosed HIV positive.
Yeah.
So like to come out and sing that song, which is a tough sing, and nail it at a concert of one of your idols after that's just happened to your partner, I think that's incredible.
Yeah.
And I think for a lot of people, they just think, oh yeah, sexy pop songs he kind of writes about and he jerked off in a toilet one time.
Yeah.
But like incredible singer-songwriter.
Yeah.
And Andrew Ridgeley played the piano.
I think maybe then I wanted it to keep going because I wanted more of a George Michael documentary.
Well, Theo James.
Well, there is
Biopic.
probably a George Michael documentary.
No, it's
out there
coming.
somewhere already.
Oh, doco there will be, but the biopic's coming.
But I want, then I want to be like, well, then he did this and this and this, and then he was in that film clip, and then he did that song with Whitney.
Yeah. And with Aretha.
Yeah.
And with Mary J. Blige.
Yeah.
As it's called.
Right.
With Mary J. Blige. The song with Aretha is not bad.
Which one's Aretha's?
Let me look.
If I told you that is with Whitney.
I didn't know the Whitney one. I knew you were waiting for me.
Oh, yeah, it's not too bad.
I knew you were waiting for me. If I told you that single by Whitney Houston, because it's Whitney Houston with George Michael, not George Michael with Whitney Houston.
Of course it is, Lee.
From the album,
there's a hierarchy.
Whitney, the greatest hits. The B-side was a song called Fine.
It's not Mariah Carey and Whitney Houston. It's Whitney Houston with Mariah Carey.
George Michael, though, George Michael's pretty big, but still Whitney's Whitney.
Whitney. There's only one person that Whitney would have done a duet with that it would have been with Whitney. I know I've said one, but there's probably more than one.
The
but it was
opening
Michael
lyric
Jackson.
is Dark Child. I hope Whitney sings that one.
Oh, they're both dead.
If I could do a tribute show of any artist, I'd do George Michael.
Okay.
I can't quite sing all of his songs in a row.
No.
But now I know this one. That's another one I'll add to the song list.
And then we'll do a duet, and then I'll have a spin-off with my Whitney Houston tribute.
Yeah, okay.
I can't quite sing all of her songs either, but I'll give it a red hot crack.
You can mime them drag style.
Nah. Gotta sing live.
Gotta sing. Okay, I'll watch Wham.
Watch Wham. You should watch Wham. You were gonna watch it anyway.
Yeah. If I haven't recommended it already, speaking of music documentaries, the John Farnham Finding the Voice, I would recommend. It has been in cinemas, but it's just been announced today as we're recording this that it will be coming to Channel 7 very soon.
Great.
But I haven't watched it, but I also don't recommend Warnie.
Okay.
It's so bad.
You haven't watched it?
That Jackson Warne has said, it's shit, I'm going to make my own one.
Oh, really?
And he's not even a TV producer.
God.
So a lot of people have said it's not very well made, but also quite almost disrespectful.
They rushed it.
And a bit soapy version of it.
They rushed it.
Yeah.
They cashed in on his death.
Yeah. But people were always going to watch it. Like,
yes.
if you'd released it next year, people would still watch it.
If you release it in 10 years, people would still watch it.
But
also make it a fucking movie.
If you release it in December, when people are like, fuck, the cricket's coming soon, people will watch
Boxing Day release.
Yeah.
The people
Not
that will watch
Boxing
it
Day.
probably... But no, Boxing Day release.
Yeah, but...
Or 2 weeks before.
Just the day before the first test.
I thought you were going to say the day before Boxing Day.
No.
It's Christmas, Lee.
In the States, they release movies on Christmas
They
Day.
do here now.
Really?
Cinemas are open on Christmas Day now.
Yeah, all right.
I nearly worked on Christmas Day at the cinemas for 9 hours. Would have been good pay, but I gave it up.
I've got to start
Because
organising
Jesus.
bloody Christmas.
Don't recommend?
No. Can I recommend to people just catch up with your family on another day? Like, there's just so much pressure
Yeah.
on Christmas Day.
Right.
Catch up with them in December, something else. Still counts.
Don't put Christmas in front of it.
Catch up in March. Still counts. You're
Yep.
still seeing your family.
Yep.
Especially, like, a lot of families I know don't do presents now. And also don't do Jesus. So catch up on another day,
Yeah.
like September. Just
Do it on Whitney's birthday.
people are less busy.
Do it on the 4th of September. That's Beyonce's birthday. Celebrate that day.
Celebrate the birth of Beyonce.
Beyonce's impacted culture more than Jesus. So, like,
All right, Philomena Kunk. What had more impact, the Renaissance or Beyonce's single ladies?
but it's not a good source.
We watched Philomena Kunk before this podcast, so I recommend Kunk on Earth.
So good. I might watch it again, but it might lose a bit of the thing.
I haven't watched all of it because I can only watch one at a time
Why?
because it's so much.
Right, okay.
And I have to watch it and pay attention. It's not a on your phone thing.
No.
It's very good. I will finish that now. What else? I haven't watched much else.
No.
I read a book.
No.
I've watched horror and read a book. Two things you're not interested in. But there's an author that I recently met through my writing group, Elwood Scott. He's got 2 books that he's released recently, and I just finished Colin Calls the Help Desk. We talked about utopia being funny for people who've worked in an office.
Mm-hmm.
If you've worked in an office, Colin Calls the Help Desk is very funny.
Okay.
I haven't worked in an office, but from speaking to people who have, all of the characters in the book are very close to real with just that little twist of like extreme
Right, okay.
to make them funny.
Yeah.
So I do recommend Elwood Scott's Colin Calls the Help Desk.
Okay.
Okay? If you're a reader,
Okay.
which maybe you're not.
How big's it?
It's available on Amazon. It's not that big.
Okay.
I should have brought it in because it's
Who illustrated
on my
it?
bookshelf. There's only one picture on the front.
Oh.
Okay?
Okay.
It's
I'm
not a
just
picture
taking the
book.
piss.
It's not a picture book.
I haven't watched anything else, but in terms of
haven't read anything
activities,
either.
no. In terms of activities, I would recommend going to places with good customer service.
Okay.
Saturday I caught up with a friend who's been from out of town,
Yes.
and we randomly were like, let's have dinner. We were going to do Friday, but I was like, I'm exhausted. Let's do Saturday instead. So I thought that I would be less exhausted after playing tennis in gale force winds, which was not
It's
true.
bloody windy.
And we went to a few places. We went to a pub in not North Melbourne. I think it's technically West Melbourne.
Oh, yeah.
Just walked in, 6 o'clock, 3 people.
Yep.
Oh, do you have a spot? Yep, great. Service, great. Happy hour till 6:30. So we cashed in on that.
Good.
Very good value. The Royal Standard Hotel, very good.
Is that on Thingo Street?
William.
Oh, no, okay. The Royal Standard. I'm thinking of a different one.
Yeah. Near Flagstaff Gardens, kind of across
Yep.
up towards
Okay.
North Melbourne from that.
Yep.
Then after that, we were like, oh, they've got another booking at this table. We have to leave.
Yep.
So I was like, oh, let's go to this bar in North Melbourne.
Yes.
So we walked
just up the road.
up the road. We walked up the road to Bobby Peel's in North Melbourne. Great service. The bartender. Walk in. Oh, what would you like? I'm like, you got a cider? Yep, great. And it's like beer. And she's like, oh, do you want a taste of this? This is this. We explain all the beers, blah, blah, blah.
Very
Give you a
good.
taste. Very good. Then we were there for a few hours. And then we went to this part of our Footscray afterwards.
Maybe
Again,
they should
great.
sponsor us.
Service.
They do great service at Pride.
Like I was like, oh, because I went to the bar
Yep.
and I was just looking. She goes, "What can I get you?" I go, "Oh, vodka lime soda." She goes, "Oh," I go, "I was going to get something different, but I can't be bothered." And then she goes, "Oh, do you want to try our Han Solo drink?"
Oh,
Which is
they're
like
their favourite.
And I'm like, "Yeah." I will. And she goes, oh, okay. I'm like, I come here all the time. I always see the sign, and
Yep.
I've never got one before. I'll give it a crack.
It's blue, isn't it?
It's pink
Oh, okay.
because it's vodka, raspberry,
Yep.
probably grenadine. No, just raspberry,
Yeah.
and like Solo,
Okay, yeah.
which I found out from someone who works there, who's in the know, that they basically made up the drink as a way to get rid of Solo that they had too much of.
That's how
I
hospo
worked out,
works.
and I was drinking. I'm like, oh, this is good. And I was talking to this guy. Told me the thing.
Yep.
And he was like, oh, I don't have much of a sweet tooth, so it's not my thing. I'm like, yeah, okay, it's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Raspberry
Raspberry
and Solo.
And Solo. Maybe I'll get it next time I'm there.
It's pretty good. It's
Should
very
be there
good.
soon.
And it's again, great service. Then the next day, I went out in Footscray again to a Vietnamese restaurant. Great service.
Sapper Hills.
Yeah, great service, great food, great value. We were so full. Then we went to a bar afterwards, and we were like, "Oh, the service here isn't that great. Let's go somewhere else." So great service. My recommendation is for people that go, stay with places that have good service, and for people that work there, have good service because then I'll stay.
Yeah, 100%. You know, though, sometimes there's good service that is not too much.
Yeah, very that.
Like when I go to Shanghai Village Dumplings,
That's not good service.
that is good service. Because I
Yeah,
know what I
okay.
want.
It's a different kind of good service.
I walk in and I want bang, bang, bang.
Yeah.
And they just go, yep, throw them on my table.
Yeah.
$40, see you later.
That's fast service is what's
Yeah.
good about it.
That good service is not bad service to me. Does that make sense?
In the terms of what the words mean, yes, it does.
Yes. Like if you go somewhere and they are rude or they don't care
Yeah.
or they don't communicate well
Yeah.
or like that's bad service.
Like the 7-Eleven near my work, get off your phone.
I have never known a person to be on their phone as much as people that work at 7-Eleven.
Uber drivers.
No.
Every Uber driver
My
I've
7-Eleven
got,
staff on the phone more than Uber drivers. They're on the phone more than the people that work in call centres, I'm convinced. Maybe they're working in a call centre while they're at 7-Eleven.
no, Uber driver. Every Uber driver I've got for the past week,
Invention of Uber.
I would say, which is maybe about 4.
Okay.
Either on the phone when I got in, or do you mind if I take a call?
I'm okay with, do you mind if I take a call? Because you can say no.
Yeah.
But also I don't want them to talk to me.
Yeah, but also I also don't get people that can drive. This is a bit off topic, but not because it was an Uber. People that drive with no noise.
Yeah, I can't stand it.
Put the radio on.
Yeah.
I don't want to sit in silence.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
put smooth on.
Yeah, I don't care.
Like, you know what? Put anything on. Put bloody light FM. Don't put light FM on. You know what I mean? But it's just like put some noise on.
You should have our episodes ready on your phone. Can I plug this in?
Yeah.
Then make them listen to 2 out of 3 recommend. If you have to listen to their phone call, they should listen to your bullshit conversation as well.
Yeah. Because if you're on, I'm not giving you 5 stars. If you're on the phone, don't play music or both. You're not getting 5 stars.
I saw a comedian the other day on the TikTok and he was saying, what happened to the glory days of Uber?
Oh,
I've not been offered a bottle of water
Nope.
since I reckon 2017.
or a minty. I haven't been offered either.
Even a bit of chewy.
No.
Do you need to charge your phone?
No.
Nothing. Like I know COVID, right? But like we're past COVID now. No one's got
because
COVID.
they don't need to do that anymore. Because the whole thing at the start of Uber was like, one, we're cheaper than taxis.
Yes, which they're quite not.
Cheaper
they're not
than
quite
they're not
anymore.
anymore, especially if there's a surcharge. We're cheaper than taxis. Our service is better, and you can book us where you are,
Yep.
right?
But now they're on the point of domination of the market.
They
that
don't need to
that.
impress it.
All right.
It's not like everybody's going
If
to
any
DD.
Uber drivers are listening, I'm not giving you 5 stars unless you have a bottle of water.
I'm not
I'm making a change.
It's the thing, right? When I get an Uber, I'm either giving you 5 stars or 1 star. There's no in between.
No, I've given 4 stars before.
If you if I nearly die,
Yeah, no, that's unsafe.
Right.
That's a 1 star.
or if you just go the wrong way.
But sometimes Google Maps takes them the different way.
But I also appreciate if the Uber's like, do you mind if I take a call? Fine. If you're on the phone when I get in, no. Because then I think you're talking to me and I'm not responding.
No.
So then I feel rude.
What I don't like about Uber drivers is when they ask you to give them 5 stars.
No.
Because
earn your 5 stars.
As you're about to get out, I give you 5 stars, you give me 5 stars.
They don't do that anymore either.
No.
Also, the one I got from home from Pride was probably like, "Ugh, really? It's a 5-minute drive.
But that's part of the deal.
Yeah.
You don't know how far you're going. But also, 5 minutes away, it's not too far to go back and get someone else from Pride.
No, I was almost going to say that because I left before closing.
Yeah.
I was like, just head that back way for the next 3 hours or however
you'll be
long.
right. You'll be able to pick someone up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uber's not great.
No.
But it's that thing of like, they don't need to be good anymore.
DD is a little bit cheaper.
Maybe I'll try that because I've started to go a bit off Uber Eats and more menu log.
Yeah.
Or I could do this thing, right?
Cooking.
Yeah.
I saw a meme the other day. Speaking of Uber Eats, there was like 3 guys in front of a pizza oven on the phone.
Yeah.
And it was like in the 90s, these people, you would ring these people, give them your order and an address, and they would bring you a pizza in 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Like magic.
Yeah.
Like, how did they do that before Google Maps and before paying online and stuff? You had to rock up and hope that the person that had ordered had cash.
Had cash and hope that if you've got a 50, you had to tell them if you had 50.
Yeah, yeah. And hope that the person who's delivering it has enough change.
Yeah.
And gets your address right.
Yeah.
Imagine that you got 20 pizzas because you were doing more than one house at a time. 20 pizzas and a Melways open.
Yeah.
On your seat.
In your little Hyundai Ultra.
Can I tell you something about a Hyundai?
Oh gosh, yep. Another topic. Let's go.
Last thing. I do not recommend picking up something from Facebook Marketplace that has the word tall in it.
Oh no.
With a Hyundai Getz.
Oh no.
This woman, I was selling a table. It's an 80 centimetre tall table.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's tall for it. No, 120 centimetre tall table.
Right.
This desk is 80 centimetres, so it's this
Okay.
tall, right? She rocks up and she goes, oh, I think it will fit in my car. I brought my saw so I can cut the legs down. Oh my God, what? And then I looked outside. She pulled up in front of the place with a Hyundai Getz. And she literally brought her saw so she could, I don't know, she liked the look of the table obviously, but wanted it at a normal height.
So she just kept the tabletop, essentially.
No. She sawed about like 20 centimetres off the bottom of each leg. And I had to leave, right?
So she's just in the street hacking a table.
I left
people
her,
walking past going, are you okay?
Yeah, I left her in the footpath of a busy road,
Yeah.
sawing this table down. And it was at my old cafe. Any of my regular customers would have recognised the table and just seen her chopping the legs off.
Is it the one that was like near the window?
Yeah, the tall one in the window. Yeah.
Yeah.
She must have just liked the look of it.
Yeah.
I think she thought it was vintage.
Right,
I didn't
okay.
say it was vintage,
Yeah.
but I didn't say it wasn't.
Yeah.
But it was also not a vintage price.
But what's vintage these days? Like 2015? Like what vintage isn't the
3
60s
years
anymore.
old. It was vintage look.
Right, because
Yeah,
it's
mid-century.
It's just worn.
The 60s.
I'm
Put
vintage look.
mid-century in front of everything, then you can charge double for it. All right. Is there anything you don't recommend people do this week? Last week I recommended not to get a tooth extraction.
Yeah, that's still a good recommendation. No, I think
I
also
don't
generally
recommend bad customer service.
I recommend also just kind of like looking where you're going when you're walking.
I can't get over the people that don't know how to walk on a footpath.
I almost purposefully walked into someone today because on her phone.
Yep.
You're in Melbourne Central.
I do walk into people on purpose.
And I was like, I'm walking. I'm like, is she going to look up? She
Yeah.
looked up and moved. I'm like, oh, damn it.
I walked to work this morning on a footpath, which is just 2 people wide.
Yep.
right? A suburban footpath.
Yep.
It had rained overnight. The grass of the nature strip was wet. Two women walking straight at me. I'm walking straight at them.
Yep.
I'm thinking they want me to walk on the nature strip.
Yep.
I didn't. Like, no.
Lycra?
No.
Activewear? No.
I think they just dropped their kids off at school. And I'm just like, brr, and then one like gave me a bit of an eye roll and then stepped behind her friend. I'm like,
Get out of the way.
It's a two-way footpath.
Yeah.
Here. Like it's a shared footpath. Come on, people.
I would also recommend... I would not recommend not giving me a courtesy wave in the car. I will yell at you.
Yeah. That's
I
Brett's
don't do road rage much, except for that. Like, guy on the way here, I was driving the way here, and there was a bit, you're on the highway, and there's a little service lane thing, and there's a gap. And I was going, and I had to stop. So I left a gap so he could get out of the service lane. Do you think he gave me a courtesy wave?
Oh, he should.
Nah.
That's when
Did I yell? Yep.
That's when you need
Could
a
he
bull
hear
bar.
me? Nah.
That's when you need a bull bar. I don't get... And one more. People that stand in doorways.
Nope.
So, two examples. One, I was a bit hungover.
We're very complainy today.
Yeah, one, I was a bit hungover.
Yep. Good.
Coming out of a 7-Eleven because I had to get a sausage roll.
That's good.
People standing
Sausage roll and a can of Coke.
in the
hangover
doorway.
cure.
And I was just like, you are in the doorway. Just walked through them. And my mate was behind me just laughing. Another one, when I rang our cousin to ask him if he would do a speech at my wedding, as I was talking to him on the phone, I was trying to get on a tram.
Right.
And people were in the doorway.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, so we're asking people to get out of the doorway of this tram and speech at the wedding. And I think it would be really nice. I don't know if it's because I'm getting closer to 40, but I'm just like so much less tolerant for that stuff.
People are frustrating. Maybe it's also a couple of years of not being around people.
That could be it. But people are getting worse. And I think not being around people has made people worse.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyway, shall we end on that?
Yeah, let's end on a bad note.
We recommend
So I have to watch The Nun.
The Nun and The Truman Show. You have to watch for 2 Drink Cinema. We have recommended on our 2 Drink Cinema most recently to watch Jurassic Park.
Yes.
So if you watch Jurassic Park and you want to listen to our review of the story and the impact of Jurassic Park, then head over to the 2 Drink Cinema podcast feed, which is linked in the episode description. Make sure you subscribe to this podcast, 2 out of 3 recommend, for more bullshit conversation every week. Thank you, Brett.
Thanks, Lee. Thanks for listening to 2 out of 3 recommend. We would like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which this podcast was produced and pay our respects to elders past and present.
If you'd like to support the podcast and become a member, gaining early access to episodes and an exclusive episode each month, sign up as a member using the link in the show notes.
If there's something you'd like to recommend to us, get in touch on the socials or in our Facebook group.
Make sure you subscribe to the podcast on your podcast app or on YouTube. Leave us a rating and review and tell your friends.